Oh, this is the part where I answer the bell. But anyway, what's going on, everyone? This is your guy, Pat Bernard, alongside my main man, the Don of Mayfair, the Mayfair Mafia himself, Matty B. Matty B, the Flyers win tonight. A nice little 3-2 win. I'll take it. I get it. A lot of people are complaining, like myself. How can you struggle with a bottom feeder Sharks team? But look, that Sharks team played solid defense. And again, it gave this Flyers team a little bit of a run for their money, a little dumping passes. But Matt, I'll go to you. What did you see from this Flyers team tonight?
Well, I mean, obviously there was a lot of. Oh, by the way, how you doing, Pat?
Hey, Matt, how are you? Good, good.
No, it's funny because when you're coming off a 7-0, ass whooping at the hands of the Tampa Bay Lightning, where a lot of things went wrong for your team, coach gets ejected, coach gets thrown out, gets suspended. And you can have your own take on all that. I personally feel that people are out there whining over sour grapes and spilt milk. That he deserved what he got and let it lie like that. There was nothing wrong with him being suspended. It was actually a violation of a rule that was up enforced. Anyway, when you come back after getting drubbed 7-0, you're facing, as you mentioned, a bottom feeder team like the Sharks, who are on the race for Macklin Celebrini and that number 1 overall pick. Them and the Blackhawks are neck and neck in trying to obtain that first overall pick. You expected the Flyers to come out. Granted, they're still dinged up mightily on defense. They're still down a ton of players. Now they're down their head coach. But you still expected them to come out and just kind of put the Sharks in their place. And it looked like that was what was going to happen. But then it didn't. And the Flyers allowed San Jose to kind of hang around, and they tied it, and they went ahead. They tied it again, and then they went ahead. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm going to complain about a year 1 rebuild team that's, we're about a month out from the end of the season, and we're in a dog race for a playoff spot. I'm not going to sit here and complain about a win in that capacity. And the fact that with the win tonight, the Flyers have now pushed their point total to 76, which is 1 point more than they had all last year. So I'm not going to sit here and complain about it, but with the gauntlet of the schedule, which over the next 7 games, I'm sure we're going to talk about, looming, you really wanted to use this game, I thought, in a more of a feel-good, and not necessarily going to take the game off, because I know this team can't take any games off, but I was expecting more pizzazz from the Flyers tonight, but I'll take the win 3-2.
I totally agree with you. You know what? You summed up pretty much, and just to piggyback off you, right after you get waffled on Saturday night, losing by a touchdown, mind you, you would think you would have a better answer. And plus, playing for your head coach, I thought this team was solid.
So am I gone or is he gone? I think I'm still here. All right, let me pick up where Pat left off. I think he was about to kind of say, and he was about to agree with me in terms of coming out and being,
Frost
a
finds
little
them,
bit. Are you there, Pat?
yeah, Mark. Yeah, I'm here.
I think we
I
lost you
don't
for
know.
a second,
I
man.
don't know. I might have froze.
Go back and
Yeah. So
recap.
no, like I said, yeah, so like I said, you lose your head coach, you get waffled. Like I said, you lose by a touchdown. You would think, and after that first period where they set the tone with Morgan Frost finding Joel Farabee all alone for the breakaway goal, I'm thinking, okay, that we're going to have some, where they're going to play with some swag. No, they're going to play with some grit. And no, that wasn't the case at all. And it looked like the Sharks kind of adjusted. They played tough, they played them defensively, played them, man-to-man coverages. Thank you, Dominic. Played them man-to-man coverage. And that was it. And then the Flyers put themselves in the sin bin a lot tonight. What's your take with that, Matt?
Well, and that's typically penalties at the NHL or at any level of hockey, or because you're behind the play, or you've been beaten, or you're trying to make up some ground, or frustration, and that is a sign that is not a good sign. That is not a good concern that they were chasing the play as much as they were tonight against the Sharks. The Sharks are a team that's completely in disarray. They're looking at the future. As I mentioned, they're in the race for that number 1 overall pick, and they really don't have much firepower at all. And to be in that position against that team when you got the likes of the Maple Leafs, Bruins, Maple Leafs, Hurricanes, Bruins, Panthers, Rangers looming is not a very good sign and not a very good thing to kind of hold on to. But typically that's what you got. You got the Flyers that are chasing plays. They're behind. They're trying to make up some ground. They're cheating a little bit to try to force something. So yeah, it's not good.
No, and luckily for them, that one of the two out of the four big battle, heavyweights are battling out as we speak. I'm pretty sure I don't know if they wrapped up their game between the Rangers and Carolina, but at least you have that going on right now. So they're again taking the toll on one another. And again, yes, yes, Big Al checked in, Patty B and Matty B. Yes, the Mayfair Mafia is in house tonight, babe. But yeah, like I said, good defensive battle between both. Like I said, between two teams. Like I said, I'll give it to the Sharks. Really kept the Flyers in check, playing a man-to-man coverage against the boards. Again, Travis Konechny kind of got a little heated up. Hitting the one, defenseman, just pretty much checked him, got mouthy. But after that, he was kind of like your player of the game. He was he found Morgan Frost off the Morgan Frost, even though the pass was coming at him. He kind of fumbled the puck a little bit, and then he makes it the back of the net. But just for him to come up with his reads, find a couple guys wide open. The one pass he made to Owen Tippett was pretty nice. What's your take on Travis Konechny so far, Matt?
Yeah, I thought he played a real chippy game tonight. And I thought he played a real high energy game. We kind of, he's been hurt. He's been in and out. He hasn't really kind of gotten his footing. He's been one of those milk carton players as of recently, and that's the injury. But it was good. He kind of played a TK game tonight. Was that a fly in your ear type of game for him with a superior scoring touch as well. So it was good to see that. It was good to see him get back into that because we're going to need him. We're going to need that that energy, and we're going to need those goals here coming down the stretch. So it was good to see him kind of round back into form. I was very happy with his game tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I was really thrilled with this game. Again, just being that facilitator, finding guys open close to the net, getting some good rebounds, all that stuff. I did a tremendous job. And how about Morgan Frost? 12 games without a goal, but now he gets himself a little bit off the schneid a little bit. Walk us through your thoughts on Morgan Frost.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I was a huge Morgan Frost guy when he first was broken in with the Flyers and he was coming up through the system. I thought he was hell with a name like Frost. Why would he not be a superior hockey player? So
Yes.
I guess it really hasn't really panned out yet. I don't know if he's ever going to be that 30, 40 goal scorer guy. I don't even know if he's going to be a 20 goal scorer, but he seems to have found his new niche, especially this year with the Flyers. The Flyers run that transition, that outlet pass, that lift pass, whatever you want to call it, probably the best in the NHL this year at least. And Morgan Frost has been on the facilitating end of a lot of those plays this year. And tonight, again, another perfect example of that on that first goal. Just threading the puck through two Shark defenders as they're swatting at it. It lays right down in front of Farabee in stride. It was like a quarterback hitting somebody going down the seam with a beautiful touch pass. And then Farabee, obviously not one of our quarterbacks, another quarterback from another team, not Jalen Hurts, but it was nice to see that as Farabee was able to take that puck and bury it for the goal. So I was surprised actually that Morgan Frost is still a Flyer. I thought he might have been involved in some trade deadline stuff, but hey, that's reason 845 why I'm not the GM of the Flyers, I guess. But maybe they're happy with his niche here. I know he's been in and out of the doghouse with Tortorella all season long, but I think it's time to come to grips with what Morgan Frost is, and it's not a goal scorer, and it's a facilitator.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Again, just because, like you said, a lot of people go by the last name, just a young prospect. Everyone saw coming up and, had high hopes of being – everyone's just looking for that next Lindros, looking for the next Claude Giroux, looking for that next big goal scorer that's going to come through to Philadelphia. And that's that's the whole hope for everybody. But, however, like I said, Morgan Frost kind of, like I said, set the tone. He facilitated throughout the course of the game. Like I said, Travis Konechny did some good things. Again, just facilitating, getting close to the guy. Just he's really a chippy guy out there. But I'll give Ersson his due. If you look at the flip side of the puck, he only gave up 2 goals. Matt, what's your take on Sam Ersson tonight?
After getting pulled in the first period, getting pulled at the 10-minute mark of the first period, I was actually looking at this game tonight as a Felix Sandstrom's game with the gauntlet coming up. I thought that was probably what the Flyers wanted to do, but with what happened in Tampa, and Erson not getting out of the first period. Obviously, he was fresh, and obviously you want to get him back out there and kind of have him forget about Tampa altogether. Okay tonight. He didn't make my 3-star list. He was okay. Yeah, I mean, the goaltending situation, again, is in a state of flux here. Sam Ersson has earned the opportunity to be the starter this year. I don't know what his future will be in that position. I don't know what the team's future going forward with him is. It's going to be interesting to see how he handles these next 16 games as the Flyers go down the stretch here. I saw some good things from him tonight, and then I saw some not so good things. Again, having some problems with the screen, having some problems with rebounds, which are not typically what he does. But he made a gorgeous save at the end of the game where he kind of went from one side to the next, spread out, and a beautiful save. But okay. I mean, I'll give him an okay tonight.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he stopped 27 out of 29 shots. Again, Matt, this is year one for the guy, and and I've also heard, with goalies, they get better as they mature, as they get older. Yeah. It's weird with hockey. So, I mean, like I said, I get like a lot of guys look at him like he's a 5-6 year veteran as a backup, and this is only year one and some change now. So I'm just kind of, I'm not going to go in on him, but like you said, there's some major stuff he can work on as part of his game. But like I said, the spread eagle formation where he does, or the spread butterfly formation with the legs could be a little bit better. He just sometimes he gets caught blindsided a lot, where he's focusing on one side of the puck, or where he's not really focusing on the goal scorer that's coming on the right side of him or the left side of him. Wow, and then Mr. Ellis Rogers checking in. He said he's going to the game on Thursday night. Good. And so, Matt, yeah, it's going to be a great game. So, Matt, let me ask you, is this going to be a confidence booster heading into, versus Toronto?
I don't know. Don't forget, we're going to be without Tortorella for that game as well. That would be game 2 of the suspension. With the way the standings are right now, the Islanders are literally right on our heels. They're 2 points behind with 1 game in hand, or 4 points behind with 1 game in hand. And, Detroit is there. We got to start looking at potential wild card positioning. I don't know who made the schedule. I don't know who the hell up there in Toronto's in charge of of making the schedule. But this is a hell of a gauntlet the Flyers are going to go into. Confidence booster. It's a win, and every win is a confidence booster. This is what you play for all season, though. This is the time of the year, mid-March. You're in a playoff hunt. This is what you put your body through to get to this point. I don't know if they should need any more of a boost just to be in this position where they are at year one in a rebuild. I ain't gonna hurt. Obviously, I think it definitely would have really hurt if they would have lost this game tonight. But yeah, I would like to say it would. But come on, I mean, we're at a point in the season now where it's time to either handle your business or go home, literally.
Well, again, this is, I know you and I have had, differences on this. Me and Matt, me and Mike, pretty much I've been on an island with this. Like I said, it's pretty much now pack it or go home. And that's, like I said, it's just, I feel like I know that there's a major direction with the team, but it's like I said, if they were a bottom feeder themselves and they weren't in the position that they're in, I would say, all right, fine, whatever. Let's talk cricket. I don't care. But since they are playing well and doing those things, but like you said, this is going to be the test of time for this team. Really see what they are. So Matt, if they go 0-7, how disappointed are you going to be with this franchise?
0-7 over the next 7 games, so no points. Like no 0-5-2, no 0-4-3, none of that, just 0-7.
I'm just being, just a Debbie Downer at this point. But if they happen a major collapse like the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm sorry to throw it out there. If they wind up collapsing and not making the postseason, are you upset, or you're like, you know what, they made the season interesting, and I'm okay with that?
I think you have to err on that side of, you know what, it was a fun run. They kept us involved and intrigued all the way to the end of March, and that's really what, heading into the season, you would have taken that in a heartbeat. If I would have told you that in July, that this is how it was all going to play out, everybody would have signed up, based on what has happened. So I think you got to take something from that, and you also got to take the fact that they've gone through the situation and the adversity together. You got to pull all that stuff through it, and as this team prepares for the future. And would it be a letdown? Absolutely, because I really believe, I in my heart of hearts, I think they're going to get in somehow. Either it be through that number 6 seed or that number 8 seed. I think they're going to be in there. But these next 7 games are going to be telling. The hockey is an 82 game schedule, right? And it really doesn't. You can't really pin, 1 or 2 games on your season, but this next 7. It's going to go a long way into saying how far, how far the Flyers are in getting into the playoffs, and B, how competitive are they going to be when they get there? Because these are the types of teams they're going to see at the next level. So it's going to be the playoffs have come to Philadelphia in mid-March, and they start Thursday night against the Maple Leafs. So yeah, strap it on. It's here. So it's going to be fun, interesting hockey from this point out.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. March Madness for the Philadelphia Flyers has started. Their playoffs has pretty much technically has started because, like you said, you got that nasty Toronto team who came down here before and stomped the mud hole on us, and then you have to head up to B Town on that Saturday, and then you go back to then you have host the Toronto Maple Leafs that Tuesday, the Hurricanes. Oh man, it's a whirlwind of competitive hockey. Like all the teams are going to be lined up in the playoffs waiting for you. Are going to be here. You're not going to face the San Jose Sharks anymore. You're not going to face the Buffalo Sabres. You're not going to face, mind you, Buffalo Sabres has had this team's number as well. But all those bottom feeder teams are going to be eliminated from what you're about to see. But this is a good test for time. And you know what? Even though I don't know, behind the scenes, I don't know how much of a role Danny Briere has as far as with the coaching aspect. I don't think he gets his hands dirty with it. But I also do believe he's somewhere in that locker room seeing things from the press box. Maybe, hey, you could work on this or work on that. I think he does get in some players' ears. And not just him, maybe Bush, has, sees something from from upstairs and you can, tell Arison, hey, you should be working on that and this and the third. I think those guys, just having those, and this one part, I will say, having an ex-Flyer in the building does work because these guys are not goons. They were actually playmakers. So actually having a playmaker in the league that is smart and knowledgeable like these guys, I think they do have a hand in it as far as like backdoor coaching. Do you believe that, or you think they just you just leave that all to Torella?
Yeah, so the hockey locker room is like a sanctuary, and it's very steeped in like mystery and mythology and all that. I'm not saying Danny Briere doesn't have an ear or a voice, and I'm not saying he doesn't go in there and talk to them from time to time, but you got to be careful because, it's the coach's room and it's the coach's, it's the coach and the player's room. And obviously Tortorella and Briere have already discussed in length what their objectives are with every one of these players heading into the season and then throughout the season. So I don't know if necessarily if he's in there with the whiteboard and the dry erase markers, but he might be passing on a word of wisdom here and too. Yeah, of course.
I believe so. But Matt, before we go any further, let's get in some of these great sponsors here at Edge of Philly Sports. Of course, guys, if you are looking to maybe head down for the Birds, listen, you heard all the free agency moves. I know you guys heard about Saquon Barkley coming here to Philly. All those great moves. Well, listen. There's only one place you should go. There's only one spot you should look for as far as booking trips with your friends, family, whoever. Go to Philadelphia Sports Trips, Philly Sports Trips right now. Talk to my guy, Vinny. He's the head honcho over there. He's the head engineer. Listen, guys, the Birds are going down to Brazil. The opponent is TBA. Don't know who it is. To be announced. But listen, guys, this is a great trip for you and your friends. Head on down there right now. Go book it up. And guys, I'm telling you, it's a live party with what I've heard from our broadcaster guys on here, as far as Big Al and Mike Lauro. They said if Philly Sports Trips hooks it up. So from those two bozos on out, I would take those words because I don't think they have much of an IQ, but their bellies, I believe in their bellies. No, I'm kidding. I love those guys. But yeah, check out those guys, man. Philly Sports Trips hooks it up all the time. And if you don't want to go down to Philly Sports Trips, and maybe it's an away game you want to just check out from a spot like Dolan's. Dolan's is a spot to go, 24 East Sellers Avenue, Ridley Park. Great time, music, you name it. It's a good spot. You never know what Philadelphia legend can walk through that front door. And guys, too, and if you are having any of those, maybe you get into a bar brawl. Hopefully you don't, but if you do, worker compensation, medical vehicle accidents, personal injury, criminal law, hit up my man David Archerry, Esquire, 610-565-0300. He's your guy. Go give him a shout today, and he'll walk you through all this stuff. And of course, guys, if you are looking to go to a sporting event, go to sharedticketsdowntown.com. Save yourself a bundle. Save yourself 10% off by using that promo code EOB10. So you listen to us, you subscribe to us, use our promo code, get yourself 10% off. Sports, concerts, theaters, you name it, we got it. Sharedticketstown.com. Family operated and owned since 1946. So they're doing a great job staying in business since 46. So hit them up. Well, Matt, with all that going on, again, let's get into Matt. You want to give us the score around the league?
Yeah, let's kind of focus on really let's do some actual scoreboard watching that applies to the Flyers now that we stand pretty much complete for the night. Let's kind of give a synopsis of the playoff picture. The Flyers are still holding service as that third best team in the Metro. Tampa, though, 74 points, holds the first wild card, and the Islanders at 72 hold that second wild card, but they are also tied with the Red Wings. Of course, Tampa and Detroit are not in our division, but the Islanders are. They are idle tonight. They did finish a back end. They were on the coast over the weekend, winning in Anaheim on Sunday and dropping last night 3-0 to the Kings. So they're idle tonight. But the only team really that's kind of in our wheelhouse right now or in our rear view would be those Detroit Red Wings, and they were in action this evening. And let me find that dang gone thing. Where is it? Oh, yeah, there it is. They were in action tonight, and they did not fare too well, thankfully. They lost out there in they lost in Buffalo 7-3. So that's good news. The other teams that the Flyers are chasing, or they're not really chasing anybody, but are being chased, were all idle tonight. So the Detroit Red Wings holding service, helping us out, or let's say the Sabres helping us out by beating the Red Wings tonight.
I'll tell you what, Matt, it is, like you said, it is heating up. Again, you're the playoff seeds from 6 to 9. It is really, really keep your eye on. I mean,
Yeah,
it is a
it's
tight, no, it's a tight horse race between the Flyers, the Islanders, the Red Wings, the Lightning. I mean, we could be in the playoffs or we could be outside looking in, and it's just it's just going to be amazing to me. If they make it in number one, I'll be happy with that because I think for most part, I can speak for all Philadelphia. They passed everyone's expectations of where they were, what they were supposed to be this year, and where they're at now, being ahead of schedule. I think everyone can say, yeah, they've done a wonderful job. Now, whether they get walloped in the first round or not, that's to be determined. But still, just to get that far and where you, like you said, this exciting ride of a season, you have to be happy what you've got. So, Matt, you think they're going to make it to playoffs? I do too. I can't see this team falling out of this race right now. I think things. It's weird. Of course, your Philly thing. When they play low, against low, the bomb feeders, they look horrible. When they some of these better competitive teams in the East, like the Florida Panthers, they actually found a way to win. And I don't know what it is, but apparently they got the Panthers number. So, Matt, if we do get in the playoffs, should we be hoping to face the Florida Panthers at this point?
Well, I think it looks like I think it's going to be the Hurricanes right now, the way the schedule or the way the standings are breaking right now. But if it ain't going to be the Hurricanes, then it's probably going to be like the Rangers or it's going to be somebody like that. Florida's going to, and of course, if we finish at 8, yeah, then we would face the Panthers. But, here's the thing. The Flyers, there's nothing guaranteed right now. They haven't won anything. They're not clinched. There's a ton of hockey left, and it's all going to be all meaningful, and it's really going to be tough hockey heading down the stretch. I don't think anybody really looked this far into the schedule and said, "Oh, beware of that mid-March gauntlet there because it's going to be killer." And no one thought it would matter. It would just be another part of the schedule to kind of wrap things up. But obviously, we're going to probably start doing that again next year by looking at bits of the schedule. But you mentioned the fall apart thing or the come apart or just not be able to kind of rise above. I just want everybody to kind of focus on the fact that what this team really is and what they are is what they are. They're a team that's got to go out and play at 150% every single night, and they gotta take it to their opponents every game and get some puck luck along the way. They're beat up, they're tired, they're battered just like everybody else. But this is what you sign up for when you want to do this for a living, is push to the playoffs. And then when the playoffs start, it's just a whole other level. But I'm interested to see how they stack and how they go. And the wins and losses, yeah, they definitely are what it counts. But are they going to go out and get blown out 9-1? Are they going to go out and lose 6-2? Are they going to but are they going to push things? Are they going to be involved in 3-2 games, 4-3, some overtime, some shootouts? That's kind of what I want to see, that competitive side of the Flyers at this point, because that's the gauge where we're going to kind of throw down the blueprint for next season, and who's part of that and who's not part of that, and what we need to make it better. So that's really what I'm seeing, where I'm looking to see is how competitive they are down the stretch. If they're getting blown the hell out in every one of these games, and we got a long way to go, a lot longer than everybody else thinks that, or maybe thought that we had. But if they go out and they push and they really just make a pain in the ass out of themselves, I really don't care if they. I honestly don't care if they lose. I just want to see good competitive hockey for a young team that's rebuilding.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? Like I said, if there's any tweaks, please, for the love of me, get Mark Stoll out of this lineup, please.
Yeah,
please. That is a one painful product to watch. I mean, to steal my broadcaster partner's line, that guy sucks up more time than a Zamboni, and boy does he. I mean, he doesn't do anything. He kind of, I don't know what he does on defense. I'm trying to like focus in and seeing why this guy gets any kind of ice time, and what can they do. Maybe they could, what can they bring off the bench to replace that? Just that alone, I think, would really help out this team right now. There's got to be somebody that's better than what I see with that guy. That hurts me. That hurts me watching him on the ice. I'm telling you.
Yeah, no, it hurts me too. But unfortunately, they're in a position now due to the injuries. They don't really have anybody, and he's going to play a lot, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's going to suck. But listen, guys, Matt, let's get into our 3 players of the game. And, of course, I'm going to rail up cue the music. All right, Matty. Matt, since you made this bad boy, this is yours, so you lead us off. Who's your 3 players of the game?
All right, my 3 stars of the game tonight. Very simply put, I'm going to go with my number 3 is Joel Farabee, the recipient of a gorgeous outlet pass by Morgan Frost. 20th goal of the season. Farabee quietly is putting himself together a bounce back season. I still want to see more from him, but 20 goals, or I think he's at 19 now, whatever it is. It's a better product than he was last year. Again, with the recipient of that beautiful goal. So he's my number 3 star. I'm going to go ahead with Travis Konechny as my number 2. High energy game, as I mentioned earlier. Definitely a Travis Konechny type of game tonight for him. He was involved in a lot. He was, going into the corners. He was all over the place. 2 assists on the night for a +1. He gets my number 2 star. And I am going to give the aforementioned Morgan Frost. I don't think I've ever done this, but I'm going to give Morgan Frost my number 1 star of the game. Goal, 1 assist, 2 points, finished with a +1. And as I said, not maybe the 30-goal scorer we thought he was going to be, but he's turned out to be a hell of a facilitator. He's on that Flyers, I believe it was the 3rd goal. It's just a masterful job of kind of being that power play kind of pivot man. He was able to kind of get lost down in the corner. He followed, it was a textbook way. He followed the play to the puck or to the net, and then he kind of disappeared around the defense and then pops up there on the short side or the wide side, wide open, and buries in the rebound. That's how you draw it up in practice. So I'm going to go ahead with Morgan Frost as my number 1 star.
Morgan Frost, I like it. So for me, I'm going to go a little different. I'm going to go number 3 star, Erik Johnson, the brand new Philadelphia Flyer. I thought he played great on defense. I thought the way he was, the way he was checking guys into the board, the way he was trying, defend him one-on-one, and of course his last play where he kind of like flopped like a starfish across the ice, but he broke up the play, which was most important, and put his body on the line a little bit, kind of trying to I won't say not make up for that Nick Seeler mentality, but the way he kind of just put himself out there. I don't know if that was coordinated that way, but obviously he started to force the buck to go the other way. So I'm going to put him at number 3, Erik Johnson. Then I'm going to go Morgan Frost at number 2. Again, just the way he kind of get off the schneid a little bit. Again, finding the back of the net. uh, facilitating, all that stuff. I thought he did a hell of a job. And then I'm going to go with my number one, Travis Konechny. I don't know where this team was at without him. I just think he's really, really solid. Again, he had a solid game tonight, facilitated, all those good things. Got physical, all this good stuff.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I thought he did a hell of a job tonight. So Frost, then Konechny, Frost, and then Johnson for my 3 stars.
Yeah, and I think an honorable mention needs to go to Owen Tippett. He had a good game tonight. Positive game for him. Got back on the scores column himself. We need him too. He needs to be part of that push. We need to get the goal scoring production we were getting him back in January. He kind of went away there for a while, but it was good to see him get back. He's dealing with that injury, coming back from that. But it was good to see Owen Tippett get a goal tonight.
I'll give it an honorable mention. I'll give one to Sam Harrison, and why? Because I thought because the Flyers face again were in that sin bin a whole lot, and for only giving up two goals, stopped 27 out of 29 shots. I'll give Sam Harrison that due. Again, this team really hurt themselves. I mean, every 3 minutes I seen a holding, a tripping, and all that other stuff. Really stuff they shouldn't have been doing. They should have had more discipline playing hockey, and they made some boat-headed plays. So I'll give Sam Harrison a honorable mention. So,
Pat, it's
yeah,
getting concerning though on the penalty kill. The Flyers have given up, or they have surrendered 5 power play goals in the last 2 games. That's not good.
no, not good at all. And listen, I think with the Sharks, what like 2-6, 2-7, something like that off their power plays tonight. No, you're right. They've been answering this is a Sharks team that was answering the bell on you. A team that is right packed in, washed away, thinking about October. This shouldn't have been happening. You should not have allowed this team to happen, hang around. So, yeah, you're right about that. They've got to get better. Again, this is something that, and obviously John Torella can't be in their butts tonight, unfortunately, because if he was all that hot mess, he'd have been somebody's ear. And I'm pretty sure
Oh
when
no,
they
he
get
was
to
in the
where
building. I guarantee he was talking to him at intermission. No, he was there. I mean, he just can't go out on the bench. I guarantee you they were getting an earful from him.
Yeah, he's got the big Sal treatment right now. So, but anyways, Maddie, you know, we got. Let me put it up for the good people here that's checking out the show here. Um, guys, stay. Ooh, that's the Phillies one. My fault. I'm just trying to quickly. There it is, guys. What lies ahead for you guys Thursday night? You got a pair of A's. You got the A team, Austin and Al on Thursday night. And then of course you got PM in the PM with me and that 44-pound headed monster right there, Mike Lauer. No, I love those guys, but listen, me and Mike will never stop ripping on each other. But anyway, yeah, we got the Flyers and B Town game, so we'll see. Again, every game counts from here on out, as Matty B once said. So we'll see what happens coming down the stretch. And listen, good night, good hockey. And Matt, where can the people find you, and what do you have coming up next?
Oh God, what do I have coming up next? So you can obviously find me all over the Edge of Philly Sports, and also on X at Philly Mappy 7. I'm working on some things. We got the Titans final, getting ready to rip up. Unfortunately, or fortunately, the same crew that does the Clear the Ice also does the Titans final, and we're going to be finding some sort of scheduling issues as the regular season gets ready to start for baseball, and hopefully we have a postseason to kind of cut through for hockey. So there's going to be a lot of work on that, both on production and on actually hosting. What we're thinking about doing is cutting off 2 people and dedicating them to the Flyers, and then the rest will handle the Phillies until further notice. But working on that, working on articles all over the place, breaking down the MLB draft. We're starting to do that. I've released 2 prospect articles. I'm going to break down all the top 32 prospects for the first round this year. Phillies picking 27, by the way, and prospect articles on the Flyers players, prospect articles on the Phillies. May 1st, we're going to start dropping stuff for the NHL draft. We're going to start covering that. We're going to do the NHL draft this year. So May 1st, we'll start seeing stuff on those prospects and where we think they might get picked. So pretty busy.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, if you are, and for the guys who are checking out the show again, last night Matty B had Bill Matson from PHLY. Great interview. Yes, yes. Go check out Matty B's show 4 for 4. Great stuff. Again, I really enjoyed it. So guys, go check out Matty B. And of course, guys, you can check out Pat from Ambler. As I will return to the attack and third on Thursday, bring down all this big time union game that went on tonight. I got that going on. Of course, you catch me with the Sixers post game, and of course, PM and the AM, live on remote. So out there in what's it, McGee's Bar. So
Oh, you guys are gonna be at Marty McGee's on Sunday, right? St. Patrick's Day.
yeah. So 11:15. So we won't be around at 9 o'clock. So you get to sleep in and not have to have your ears rolling at 9 o'clock in the morning. You get to listen to nitwits from a bar. So exactly where me and Matt, where me and Mike need to be. But anyway, guys, yeah, that's right. So PM and AM, 11:15, St. Patty's Day, Martin McGee's. Don't miss it, guys. Good night, good hockey, and stay tuned because we got a lot more Edge of Philly sports coming at you live tomorrow with that's right, Philly Press Box Radio tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, right here on Edge of Philly Sports with Bill and Chet. See you guys.